Hi, this is Kevin Brown with your 2 Minute Tuesday. Can you see the big smile on my face? That's my granddaughter. This picture was taken of Charlotte and me a few months ago now. We're in church and she's sitting on my lap and she's listening to what's happening. The question is, should children be allowed in the big church? Or is that something that, is just really so inconvenient we don't want them in church? See, that's kind of what it's turned into. If you go back to the Old Testament or the New Testament, try as you might, you'll never find a place in Scripture where the family was segregated during the meeting, during the ecclesia, the gathering of the church. You'll never find it. In fact, if to even think that Jesus, when he taught the Sermon on the Mount, would have Peter, James, and John to pull the children out and take them to the bottom of the hill while he taught the adults at the top of the hill would have been ludicrous. And the same is true in Ephesians 6:1 when it says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord." It's understood by the Greek tense that verse is written in that the children would be in the hearing of the elder as that elder in Ephesus read that passage. So it's only been in the last 40 years or so, particularly probably the last 25 years, that we have sucked the children out of the meeting. We might have them stay in until there's some sort of little children's sermon or after the music, and then we pull them out. Why? Because we don't think that they can learn. We don't think that they can get it. It's interesting. This is Charlotte again, and she's craning her neck to hear my voice. She learned my voice, and any child can over time. They learn, and one of the things that over time that Charlotte has learned to do is to listen as the Bible is taught, and it just takes time. When do children learn? When we expect them to. Even if you suck a child out and put them in some sort of nursery or children's program, eventually they'll come back into the church, and isn't there an adjustment time? Isn't there an adjustment period? Of course there is. And so even for smaller children, they can learn and they'll adjust over time. Even when we now take up the offering, we have children that it's so cute. They'll get on their knees as we have the prayer time for the offering and so forth. In the Bible, the family is always together. They're never segregated. Not the youth pulled somewhere else, not the children somewhere else. That is a modern invention, not a biblical invention. Jesus said, "Suffer the little children to come unto me." Children in the meeting place? Absolutely. That is a scriptural tenet. And I hope that we can get back to that in our churches. This has been Kevin Brown with your 2 Minute Tuesday.